Hello everyone, and thank you very much for tuning in. I, of course, am Rotype. Welcome back to Factorio Cities, where... Ooh, I made a mistake. I'm trying to get everything lined up here for a little bit faster and more automated iron production. That is kind of gross, but it'll have to do for now. And we have, let's see, what, 2 miners so far? So we'll run 4 of these guys. And I think it's about time we start using electric inserters because, you know, I don't want to use the burners anymore. Just don't want to do it. All right. Oh, of course we're out of electric poles. Why would we have electric poles? Okay, get a bunch of those. Here are our electric inserters. There we go. All right, so this should be running much better now. Grab ourselves a bunch of coal to just kind of put in that box. Make sure we don't ever run out. All right, what do we need now? We need some more science to finish up logistics and automation, and then we'll really get rolling. So dump that guy there. Let's see, what else do we need? Suppose it couldn't hurt to get our second steam engine just kind of lined up. Make sure we don't suddenly and unexpectedly run out of power. Other than that, we're doing pretty well. Let's see, how much more, what does logistics actually require? 20? Probably done what? Probably 5, 10, 15, 20, good. All right, so that's exactly as much red science as we need for logistics. And then we'll kind of get some of these other things done. Any wood in the way while I'm waiting? Nope, looks like the rest of our patches are pretty clear. So what I will do I don't want this. This can go away. What I do want, though, is our mining blueprint. And I'm going to start kind of down here. Eventually, we'll have to move those miners to match the blueprint, but that's fine. So, it's just kind of, yeah, that should be fine. And you know what? Maybe we don't. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there we go. So if I do that, we won't have to quite move everything. It's so much work. And then we'll just kind of paint the rest of this on. Like that. And like that. Good. A little bit more work that'll need to be done once we get some stuff installed, but that's good enough for now. Gives us an idea of where to put all the rest of our stuff. All right, we have all of our science done, so I'll drop that in there. We've got our boiler. See if I can run up here. There we go. There's that. Should be good for power for quite a while now. Let's see, what else? I suppose, in the meantime, should be making a bunch of stuff that we need for automation. 10? Okay. So 10, that should be fine. I don't want to make any more science than I have to. Now we need to plan the city blocks, I think. And to do that, I need a bit more idea of what is going on in the map. Now I want to get these blueprints out of the way. Those will clear. Ooh. I want to carry this. I can't see anymore. All right. So we're going to just do a little recon so I can see what kind of shape the land is in, where the water is. Yeah, let's go over to this water and just kind of trace it out. Because while I am going to have a multi-directional grid for the city, I still want to have the bus in general just be in one direction. You know, I don't like turning the bus. Don't want to turn the bus. I don't want to have to turn the bus. So we're going to try and find a big long stretch. Same as always, just a big long straight stretch, preferably without very many trees, to just carry on with the bus. There's our first biter camp. I did turn the starting area up to maximum, so hopefully we won't have to deal with biters for a while. We are in a desert, so our pollution will carry, unfortunately, but what are you gonna do? There's a next spider camp, that's fine. Let's see if there's anything else. This is a big desert. This could be very useful. Although we are already a bit far away from our home area. Let's see. Hopefully, if this desert carries along all the way up parallel to our home area, might just build out into this desert. Make the bus kind of west to east. I like west to east buses. They make me happy. Seems nice and organized. You know, you read left to right. You can see the progression of the bus. Ooh, got some water here. All right, let's see what the water looks like. Okay. Some scraggly little islands. And then this might open up into big water. Oop, don't want to get too close to the biters, but looks like we might have found our first big ocean or large lake, whatever you want to call it. This might preclude our building the bus in this direction. Let's just see where this goes. Now, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes in my single player games, I use console commands to make the game speed much faster and do all this recon at 10 times speed. But figured you guys wouldn't want to see me cheating, right? At least any more than long reach is cheating, for those of you that believe that. Oh, good. Logistics is done. Now, if I were remotely close to base, or if I had thought about it, I should have dumped the proper science for automation, but oh well. While we're here, I suppose, make a bunch more science. Don't like doing it, but not doing anything else at the moment. So yeah, this is a pretty big lake we found. I think this might preclude any serious development in this direction. I think we'll start going back home now and potentially exploring a bit to the west. Maybe there's a bit more opportunity out to the west. So we begin the long march across. I am interested to see, I don't know how many of you read the Factorio developers notes, the Friday facts that they put out. They were talking about recently about redoing the way land generation is done. So they're trying to get a little more realistic or perhaps Earth-like continents developed out of their algorithm. So that will be really interesting to see once I get that done, especially if we're still working, which we probably will be, on this factory generated with the current map generation. Hopefully it doesn't break. Hopefully I can just get one of those ugly seams along the map where the map generation logic switches. That will be an interesting thing to look at. Looks like we have a significant landmass here. Let's see, where were we? All right, so we're on the north side. We've got bits of water up here though. Let's go see if this is part of a lake. Here it is. Okay, so maybe there's another lake up here to the north. Who knows? Maybe it's even connected. All right, so there's water to the north. There's water to the east. What did we find south? Not much. A little bit of water kind of over there. We might have to go west. Off we go. Sometimes this is not the most interesting part of Factorio, but I enjoy it sometimes. Kind of exploring the way the map generator works. Planning things out in my head. Hopefully you all enjoy it as well. Otherwise, feel free to double speed this video. Just watch me march through the landscape. All right, this is promising. No water yet. So far, so good. Looks like the bus might go east to west, which is my second favorite direction for a bus to go. I really don't like the vertical buses. The vertical buses just, I don't know, they mess with my head. I can't quite comprehend everything. I don't know. Still neat and organized, but it doesn't make sense to me. All right, good enough. We're going east to west. The other nice thing about going east to west is if I show you my block path here, if I rotate it, whoops, R is rotate, you can see if I do vertically, it takes up the entire screen for a block. And if I do it horizontally, you don't quite have that same screen usage. That's because of the weird kind of tilted angle camera. You know, we're not directly overhead. So it does kind of work out better to go with horizontal blocks. So that's good. Looks like we have plenty of space to the west. Draw what comparisons to early American settlement, which will. But we're going west. And after our long trek, we're back. Dump a bunch of science into the lab and let that take off. And we're going to lay down our first block. We're going to do it. Let's see. We've got our kind of early area over here, which eventually will be gone, obviously. We'll mine out a bunch of that stuff. The power will probably still hang out up here. So, you know, I think I'm going to just be somewhat arbitrary and hopefully not regret this decision to lay my first block down. I'm tempted to go away from the trees, but we'll manage. Okay. You know what? Bam. There. Done. First block. And you know, maybe I should make a nice label or something. Call one of these like First Street by A or whatever, you know. But we're just going to lay out a bit of our block plan here. Just like that. That's good enough for now. So here is our early block plan. Now, still in my book here, if I can find it. There it is. The main bus. This is super useful, by the way, because I can just run and lay out an entire block. So, fortunately, my blocks don't show up until I actually build them. But off the block, I think we're going to be building primarily north, I think. Although, yeah, arbitrary decision, we're going north. So, let's get our bus, and actually, probably one of the easier things to do would be to place one of these, just so I have some more of my references with the light poles and the roboports. There's my bus. So I do want science on the same side that we're building on. So I think what I need to do is mirror. Did that work the way I think it did? Yes, good. So I have, I believe here is one space in between. Let's verify. Just kind of plop that guy down. And we'll look, I have electric pole, one space. And down here I have electric pole, one space. Good, so that is a properly spaced main bus. And the bus is just gonna kind of carry on like this. And that will be that. So let's see if we can actually get something accomplished this episode instead of wandering around and laying blueprints for things we don't have. I know automation is done. Stop blinking at me. Okay, let's dump this first thing. Let's grab all of that. And I really wish blueprint showed up on my map. This will make things a lot more easy. All right, so being the totally over-organized person that I am, I have a spreadsheet to tell me exactly how all these things should be laid out. Basically, what that means is, or what I have figured out in my spreadsheeting, is as I run the bus down this way, the assemblers will be to the north, and the smelters will be to the south, feeding in to the main bus and running it down. South of the smelters, which I believe have a block of, there we go, furnaces, 7 by 20. You need to make sure these are lined up appropriately. Let's see. You know what? I'm just going to do this the easy way. Put down 2 of those here. In the same column, we'll put 2 here. That way I can use them for reference. Now, how does that look? I believe that is correct. That did not place. There we go. So here is a city block of furnaces. Pick these up at this time. And the raw bus will then run down this block right here. We'll also come right to left, run down the block, and as the furnaces need the raw materials, they will be consumed again in kind of a northward, upward fashion. So we can now start building the raw bus as the beginning of all of our work. Get everything organized right from the beginning. I should be using this block template just to give myself the helpful borders. Find my main bus. It's not quite the template I need because I need the raw bus, but I don't have a raw bus template. So that's fine. We'll go with that for now. So, iron. And let's see, probably iron, copper, coal to be replaced with another iron. Yeah, okay. Iron and coal. So this will have to be split and reversed. Do now have the technology to make splitters. Of course, I don't have the material because I've been doodling around with my block designs for far too long, but let's make ourselves some splitters. We'll do it the underground later. And you know what? I have a blueprint, so let's just get started with the blueprint. That's what we've been doing all episode anyway. There we go. There is the original, not original, kind of first connection into the bus. Now, I should also make myself a few more electric miners. Make a handful of those. And while those are coming, go ahead and build this out. There we go. Leave space for the underground, under the road. And there's our coal line. The coal line needs to come in here. Underneath. Get this tree out of the way. There we go. Strictly speaking, this should be a splitter. All right. Next is the iron line. Iron line comes in here. Of course, it runs into all the other things, but that's no problem. I think, actually, I'm going to run this down. Obviously have a lot of rearranging to do, but it just seems simpler to me to have the coal going down and the iron going up. There we go. This will be our iron line. I'm gonna leave 2 spaces, 1 space. To the road. Bring our iron line. Oops. I'm still no better at dragging in a straight line, in case you wanted to know. There we go. There's our iron line. What else can we do? We can... Do I not have my... Oh, there we go. Put this in here. Let's see what I can do about the power lines. This is going to be a bit messy. And I'm going to tell myself that will be okay, even though it won't. Missed connection right here. Oh, that's unfortunate. There we go. Just get one more. Oops. There we go. There we go. Just to kind of fuel the initial coal. I do need to get started on a couple of these. Move these out of the way. These belong here, number 4. Let's get this is done. Oops. And eventually this will, out of transport belt. Come around here. Oh man, but look at the time. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a quick break here. As always, thank you all very much for watching. I'll be back soon with another one, and I hope to see you there. Till then, my name's been Rotype, and I'll see you next time.